If you pay attention to detail, you'll see that my YouTube channel started in 2008. I never really used it for very much, aside from hosting videos that I could upload to my Facebook page, because everything I've done here since about 2008, I've done pretty much live to an audience of 100 of my closest friends. My channel started expanding because I noticed some of the things that I do was getting some attention, so I thought I would just upload more to YouTube and share this information with more people. And the reason I bring that up is because I got an interesting Facebook message from an old friend of mine, and he said, "I need a favor." And I said, "Well, name it, man." And he said, "I want you to teach me how to be more efficient with electricity in my home." And I said, "Yeah, let's do that, you know, 'cause I'm all for people, you know, reducing their interaction with things like major utility companies. I think that's a smart thing to do right now." Anyway, he told me that he needed some help doing that, and then he started listing off all his major offenders. He said, "I've got a electric oven, I've got a electric clothes dryer, I've got a old used refrigerator that I bought that's clunky and probably pretty inefficient." And then he started talking about his light bulbs and various other things, and it made me laugh because just by interacting with me on Facebook and watching what I've been doing for all these years, he already knew how to do an energy audit on his home. A good rule of thumb is if it generates heat from electricity, it's a bad scene. You don't want to do that. It strikes me as bizarre, frankly, that we can live in an age where some guy in the ghetto can spend basically a day's pay and build a broadcast studio where I can reach you wherever you are. You might be in your car, who knows where you're at right now, and you're watching me, but we're still using electricity to generate heat. And here's how that's done. I can demonstrate with this little battery, and this is just a piece of copper wire that I've made into a heating element. This is basically all a heating element is. And you touch it to both ends, and this stuff gets hot. That's how it works. That's how your electric stove or your electric clothes dryer gets hot, by making a dead short and burning up a bunch of electricity. You know, if I held this on there very long, this battery would just go dead, and it wouldn't take long at all. And I don't understand why we would want to do that in such a technologically capable age. You know, it seems mad to me, but so I don't do that. And it's a good rule of thumb for conserving electricity is if it generates heat, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rid of that sucker. You can take it a step further and get, this is called a kilowatt. All the off-grid guys, when they're beginning to learn how to reduce their use, you get one of these and you plug it into the wall, and then you plug your appliance into it, and it'll tell you what it uses. And it's actually shocking what some things use. We used to make our coffee with electricity because this used to be an all-electric house, and my coffee pot used as much as an air conditioner. You know, a hot mist humidifier uses as much as an air conditioner. And you know, when you start looking into these things, it's like, oh wow, you know, you're wasting your money. So by making some minor changes, well, they're not minor changes, they are big changes, you can basically knock your electricity bill down to almost nothing. We're under 5 kilowatt hours per day in this house. By going to a gas cook stove, which is better for cooking anyway, and you can either go natural gas or propane. Now, I didn't have gas plumbed onto this place intentionally when I built it because electricity was still cheap then. It wasn't necessarily going to skyrocket yet. But I brought in propane, and I just, you know, we run our clothes dryer and our cook stove off of barbecue bottles. It's not a complicated thing to do, and it's cheap. Light bulbs, I wouldn't have an incandescent bulb. I know the light's nice and all that, but you know how you can't touch that thing because it's so hot? That's because it's wasting so much electricity by converting it into heat. Inside of a light bulb is basically, you know, another one of these elements. They call it a filament in a light bulb, but the CFL is a great thing for the cost it would take to run one 100 light bulb. I'm lighting my whole house with 13.5 watt CFLs. And I don't know how this boogeyman thing about CFLs got started. CFL stands for compact fluorescent light. You've been living with fluorescent lights your whole life. They're suddenly scary because the ballast, which is, you know, the thing that makes that work, is now attached to the bulb itself instead of being hidden up in the light. What, now it's scary for some reason? You know? That stuff cracks me up. The thing to do, though, is just an energy audit on your home. And a good rule of thumb is if it generates heat, either on purpose or by accident, it's inefficient. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm glad to help with this stuff.